Hey everybody, I see quite a few videos on YouTube where people are talking about such and such guitar is the best value guitar on the market, the best bang for the buck, so to speak. Well, I haven't tried them all, so I can't say definitively, but I can tell you that this one is probably the most bang for the buck I ever got out of any guitar money I ever spent. Here's you a closer look at it. When I ordered this guitar, I ordered it in November of 2022. I actually called on Monday of Thanksgiving week and ordered from Sweetwater. The guitar itself was $549. And that price is pretty good right there. I bought the case to go with it, which was about an additional $100, a little over maybe. And I also ordered a setup on it. Now, I've been playing guitar for most of my 64 years, and in that time, I've learned something about setting up guitars to my preference, so I expected to have to do a little tweaking on it myself. But it came set up very nicely, played very well, but I like a pretty low action. It takes very little effort to fret notes with the left hand, and I did tweak it just a little bit, and as far as that goes, it's got one of the best actions of any guitar I've ever played. And it competes with my Telecaster that's the same way. And I just really like it like that. Total price, when I added the case and the setup for it and they shipped it, was still about $350 less than a Telecaster I had bought a few years prior to that. I had just got to the point where I'd been playing a Mexican Tele forever, and I thought I had to have an American-made true Fender, and I got one, and I really like it. It's probably just a little bit better than the one I'd played forever, but not that much. Not enough difference in it now that I've got it. Anyway, today is about the Epiphone. The other thing I've mentioned in one other video, I think when I introduced this guitar in one of my first videos, is that I wanted something different. I'd been playing a Tele forever, and I love my Teles, but I wanted something different, a different tool, so to speak, a different sound. And going to humbuckers from some single coils made a difference. And another thing that made a difference is the volume and tone controls for each pickup. Whereas on the Tele, you only have one set that covers both pickups. But that gave me some options that's not available on the Telecaster, and I'll talk about those in a minute. First, I'd like to go into any negative aspects of this guitar for you. The only thing I can think of really that's negative is access to the very upper frets is a little bit difficult. Not difficult's too harsh a word. I can play every note on here, but it's not as easy as you would expect for a double cutaway type guitar. But I rarely have to get over the G position here in my playing anyway, so it's really not much of a problem. The tuners are fine. It's a cherry finish. I really like that. It's a beautiful finish. I can't think of really any other drawbacks to it. Now for the tricky part. I'm going to try to demonstrate a couple of tones that I get for you out of this guitar, and I'm still learning how to get good recorded sounds. I'm working on that. But I'm going to start with the jazz tone, which I'm not a big jazz player, but I do like that tone for certain things, especially things that I'm playing in church. So let me see if I can demonstrate that for you now. That was a little bit of a Willie Nelson tune called Crazy. Patsy Cline had a big hit with that. I hope I played it well enough that you could recognize it. The idea was that it would show you a little bit of what kind of jazz tone I get out of this guitar. And my Princeton amp, it sounds good here in the room. I don't know how well it comes across YouTube, but I also got to exploring some other things that I could do with this guitar that I cannot do with a Telecaster. For example, this one has a separate tone and volume control for each pickup. So I got to mixing and matching that a little bit. I take this pickup and I turn the volume all the way up and turn the tone down to about 7.5, right in that range, 8, something like that, and do just the opposite on this. Turn the volume down like I did the tone on the neck pickup and leave the tone up. And it gives me a sound that, to me, it's not quite like an acoustic guitar, but that's the closest thing I can describe it to. And I really like it for certain things. Let me show you how that sounds. That was a little bit of a Richard Kaiser tune called Damascus Road. I may do a video on that tune and Crazy on their own a little bit later on anyway. But I was just trying to give you an idea of the different tones you can get out of this guitar. Of course, there's more, but I really want to stress that I think you can't go wrong with the Epiphone 339. The 335 is not much more expensive. If you'd rather have the bigger guitar, this is basically its baby brother. But I think it's one of the best deals out there. If you're looking into one, I suggest you try this one. See you next time.